I'm Jennifer Novak. I work with property owners and businesses in California to help them understand their rights and obligations under our environmental laws. Recently, I was talking to someone who owns a number of commercial properties, and she mentioned that she's never had a problem with her tenants. When she inspects the properties, everything looks neat, and they always pay their rent. Sounds like a good tenant, right? Well, not necessarily. You see, we also recently started working with another owner of commercial properties who thought the same thing. Certain tenants were allowed to operate on the properties for years without anyone questioning their compliance with environmental regulations and best practices. Now, since I'm an environmental lawyer and I'm talking about a client, you can guess where this story is going. It turns out those tenants have left behind more than just a history of timely rent payments, and it's going to cost the property owner hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost property value. You can't assume that a tenant who pays their rent on time also understands the web of state, federal, and local requirements that apply to their business. Even if the owner of that business understands, you can't assume that the employees do. What that means is that there are plenty of opportunities for compliance to fall through the cracks. And if you own a commercial or industrial property that ends up with contamination, you own the contamination. And even if you have an agreement with your tenant that they'll handle any future problems, you're still relying on them to keep you out of legal trouble. Now, what can you do to protect yourself? Here are 5 suggestions. First, there are questions you can ask your tenants about their operations that will help you decide if they need more attention than you're giving them already. Second, you can ask for certain documentation that will help to show whether they appear to be complying with environmental laws. Third, if these tenants are in businesses that put you at risk for environmental harm, consider asking them for financial assurances or to have insurance to cover potential problems. Fourth, be sure that your lease agreement assigns responsibility for physical and legal issues that may arise from the tenant's operations. And fifth, just call us. We'd love to hear your questions and we will give you honest and practical advice.